Stand by for corn. 4. We've got ignition. 3, 2, 1. We've got smoke. We've got RIP takeoff. RIP takeoff. Condolences to his family out there. Another edition of Mouthpiece included. Today, we will be breaking down or building up or breaking down Halas Hall. Please stand by. We're going to run about a minute worth of videos, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So if you can, please, don't mind, go ahead and out there. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Bear down.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Bring a towel. When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel. Okay. Thanks, Tally. You want to get high? No.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened to us, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me, and I became very disturbed by it, and I became very angry, and I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, violently. We used to go to other pools, and he would take me, and as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool. You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone, and that you always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone.
Yeah, buddy, Mouthpiece included. We gonna hop in. We are gonna hop in. Cue the music production. Cue theme music. Stand by for theme music. We ain't got time for this. There we go. In the building. Silver Blacks are back. Welcome to Mouthpiece Included. We're talking politics, which is a fusion of sports and politics. Today we'll go ahead and be unpacking Halas Hall, the fall of Halas Hall. Plus, we got a couple hot weekly political topics. We'll get you out of here in 30, 45 minutes. The Bears are off to an 0-2 start, and things are not looking greater at Halas Hall. There have been rumors, resignations, and revelations that have rocked the organization in this past week. We're going to be breaking down what's going on with the Bears and what it means for our future. Finally, we'll give our weekly hot political takes on some hot topics, and of course, we have picked a major booger of the week. Haven't been able to get to it, due to time constraints. So stand down, stand back, stand by, pull up. But if you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. All right. Let's go ahead and get our resident Silver Black in the building. Jackie Robinson's finest, Chicago South Side
TATN
representative,
Mouthpiece included.
Catholic high school product. That time, down, Big Ace, what it do,
What's
bro?
going on? Yes, I went to a private school here in the city of Chicago. It gives you a different mindset. I don't know what it is, but it was all black. Born to be black. But everything's all good, man. Weather's good.
That's what's
except for the Bears. We got some major
we have major chili corn going on. But we'll get to it. I know, thought I was on camera here. I know Poles has stepped out in front of it, which I did respect. So today, as mentioned, Halas fall. Phone lines are open, 424-900-6945. Smash that like button. Cubs picked up a victory. They're still holding on to hope for the playoffs.
Playoffs? Who's going to be in the playoffs? Right behind
calling
Arizona
guys up. They didn't call up the Jackie Robinson guy.
Yeah, they next year. They're building up his muscle memory. They'll play in the show.
Put that kid out there. This ain't rocket science, bro.
Ah, man, catch it, hit it, swing it, catch it. That's all it is. But they had these guys in the minors for 9-10 years, and then they just let them go or trade them somewhere else. How the hell do you know if they're ever going to play on the big team if you don't put them out there?
Man, put them out there, man. Let them
For sure.
chase state train.
For sure. Talking about getting a good story for the hometown, home team, home product. Yeah, get them out there. Get them out there. Especially when you're lacking a little melanation on the north side there. I don't think they're worried about that right now. They're just trying to get the wild card games, get that wild card nomination. These last few games, had a rough week against Pittsburgh this week, and whatever else they lost to. But it's time to refocus and try and make the playoffs. I had to bust out some of my Cubs gear. I think I got some somewhere from the championship year, but and when Joe used to play for him. Hey, I'm a Chicago head. So Cubs, Sox, Bears. I got my Hawks gear. I'm waiting for them to come back. We got this young rookie Bernard who's ready to bring the Blackhawks back. It's been the first year since 2010 with no Kane or Taves starting training camp. So we got something going on here in Chicago. Rebuilding.
Yeah, definitely rebuilding for corn. What's going on here? All right. So the quarter black of the week. Who are you going with from week 2? Which one of those melanated non-processors with the athletic skills? Got to teach them how to stand in the pocket and be Jason Peterman. Got to force that on them instead of letting them develop it naturally over time. And in the meantime, do what they can do. I mean, you're a coach. You know how that goes. I mean, if the kid can hit the fastball, you're going to play him against pitchers who can throw the fastball. You know what I mean? Right. You're not going to only play him against guys who throw the curve because he needs to learn how to hit the curve. I mean, you do that in practice. Practice? Yeah, what are you talking about, practice?
What are we talking about? Practice? Yeah, we're going to get him out there. That guy's throwing the fastball, and he's throwing it 80 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. But my kid that can hit the fastball is going to knock it right over the fence. So, he's going to play.
Right. But I mean, one thing for you coaches out there, youth leagues, pros, the games aren't practice. The games are not practice. You know, if you want to develop a player, you develop that player in practice, which is what they did with Jordan Love, you know, and then, you know, they can learn from there. But, you know, one thing, we'll get into it. Chicago fans, we don't deserve a quarterback. We got this bougie, smug attitude. Like we've had Joe Montana, like we've had all the greats, all our media and everybody. Like we know what it takes for, you know, a bunch of armchair quarterbacks in a city that's.
We know how to develop a quarterback. We know how to develop that position. We can go out there and find and develop anybody. We can bring a guy off the bench from Appalachian Massachusetts University, Division II, started 20,000 games in Division VII football and make him a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, we can go get another rookie and ruin his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. I'm going with
LeBron. Oh, yeah, my bad. I forgot. Yeah, who you going with?
I'm going with Dak. I'm going to go with Dak Prescott.
I went with Lamar Blackson.
I don't give him much credits, but I'm going to go with Dak for last week, and we'll move on from there.
Not a bad selection. I selected Lamar Blackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did okay.
And big ups to his agent, which is his mom. Great job raising that kid. All right. So we have our last week's selection from Quarterback of the Week. Today's topic is Halas Fall, the fall of Halas Hall, plus hot weekly political topics. Pull up. The link is pinned in the chat. You can also call the phone lines or text 424-900-6945. All right, let's get to our Bears NFL beat. We'll save the Halas Hall segment for the very end. Right. Go ahead. Give me your report on Bears Bucks. Talk to me. Let's start with the bad news and the bad news Bears, and then we'll talk about some good news that we saw from the game.
Well, the bad news is the defense can't stop anything. The Bucks came into the game, I think, averaging 2 yards a carry, left out averaging 4.5, maybe 5 yards a carry. Can't stop the damn run. If you can't stop the run, you can't set them up just to only pass. And, man, that Mike Evans had a field day against whoever the hell was guarding him. It was the rookie from Miami at first, and, they switched him around. But, I think
every week. But every week they let somebody get away with something. Mike Evans, that was an offensive pass interference. It was blatant. It was obvious. I don't care if the kid's a rookie.
Yeah.
You got to call that, man. This is killing the Bears week after. And this has been going on for my entire life.
Well, somebody's got to write the league office. Is the coach, is the general manager, is the president. Somebody's got to alert them that the Bears are taking the ride up the bum every week. I mean, I know the league knows, and they won't do anything about it, but at least we can, get on record saying, like, hey, we're tired of this crap. He pushed them off with two hands and went on in and they caught the ball and ran in for, a score. You got to do something about it. You got to. So hopefully the league will.
And Flus, this ain't Little League. In other words, it's okay for you to shout at the officials.
Absolutely.
The Giants coach did it. I'd say another positive is they were getting more pressures. Now, we're doing the negatives. They were getting pressures, but they couldn't tackle.
Couldn't get home. They couldn't
get home.
My bad.
It couldn't get home. And I'm going to say another negative is we didn't run the damn ball enough. And now everybody's talking about they got to run fields more, which I agree with. We got to run them damn halfbacks more. So I'm going to, talk about that was pretty damn awful. What's up, Bezo?
What up?
We're just
on the building.
The negatives that in the building. Simeon's finest. We're discussing the negatives from the Tampa Bay game. We're starting with the bad news first. So chime in whenever you're ready.
From the Bears' perspective, all of it was bad news. The whole week, the whole game, everything bad.
Well, we're going to get into the fall of Halas Hall in the last segment, but just for the game itself, what didn't you like about it? That's what we're discussing.
from the Bears' perspective?
What didn't I like? So I didn't like the play calling as far as running the ball.
That's every week.
We kept getting them. Not only did I not like the play calling for running the ball, I'm sick of them doing screens when you don't set up plays for the screen. You set up the screen by doing other stuff. It's almost like a play action. So you can't keep running screens over and over thinking that you're going to get somewhere.
He caught it 3 straight times to the same side.
And not even that play. There were other plays throughout the game where they were throwing screens and they were doing them. They might throw the one screen on first down, it gets like 6-7 yards. Then a different play, then that same screen again. It's like, man, come on, man. You guys are being way too predictable.
And if you're going to throw all those screens, you shouldn't have thrown one screen in the preseason. They're talking about this is just vanilla. We're not running our stuff. You come out there and run screen after screen all preseason. Everybody's sitting on it.
Yeah. And then on defense now, if you notice, they kept getting them to 3rd down and say
3rd and long.
5 or more.
2 weeks.
5 or
3rd
more.
and long.
They kept
2 weeks
getting
straight.
To
2 weeks straight.
3rd downs.
Yes.
Never could stop them. I'll say this: there were several plays where they had the quarterback.
We could have made snake
the quarterback.
Where we had the quarterback, we had the pick, we had the fumble, and the ball just ain't bouncing our way, man.
And he tried to call
practice.
He tried to call some different defensive fronts, when they were coming after the quarterback to mix it up. And they were there, but they just can't tackle. So it's like, okay, that didn't work. Fields, whole nother.
And we lost our 2 safeties too. How in the hell are I learned this study in high school coaching about what do you call that? Dehydration. Your humidity. Being dehydrated. Hydration. And how the hell is Brisker not hydrated in the first? This is a professional athlete. How is he on the sideline suffering from dehydration? What the hell is everybody doing?
I think because it was so hot.
That's training staff.
It was hot,
man. Come on.
Hot and humid down there. You know how
it was hot for everybody. You you got to get him enough water. That's all I'm saying. Like Fields cramping all the time. That's the training staff, bro. That's first quarter. Like A said, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So play calling, offensive. I thought the defensive play calling was a lot better. The guys just got.
It was better. They just didn't make no plays in the right situations. Fields again not hitting open receivers when he's supposed to. Not running when he should run, and then when he stand back there when the guys are open, let the ball go. So. That goes into that stuff he was saying about, whatever the coaches have been telling him, whatever, which I understand to an extent. But once the play starts, because they're only talking to you in the headset, they get like 10 seconds or 15 seconds from when the play clock restarts. So they can talk in your head to tell you the next play.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what he's talking about, though. There's a thing called overcoaching. And whether or not they're in your headset or not, which you can paralyze a player. But we're gonna get there because that's for the last segment. But I'm gonna ask y'all, give me your grades. Grade Fields, grade the Bears quarterback.
F.
So you gave him an F for last week?
F. Absolutely an F.
I give him a D.
You gave him a D?
Yeah,
I'm actually giving him a C.
All right.
And let me tell you what I'm most displeased about Justin Fields. It's not what you guys may think. I told Ace, I want to see Fields when those guys are missing blocks, when those receivers are running the wrong route. I want to see him get upset about the shit. I want to see him demand perfection from his team. That's part of leadership. A point guard, a quarterback, they all have to do that. The stud on the baseball team, they have to hold players accountable, bro. There's no reason why you should be running the wrong route. There's no reason why you should
be controlling the offense.
Correct.
You should be telling them where to
correct.
go, what to
Yes.
do, get into
Yes.
this, get out of that.
He's got to know every position, every route,
Yes.
everything, every protection. He's the quarterback. If he doesn't know it, damn it, he's got to get the Pookie clause and get in that playbook and figure out what's going on the field.
I
can't
give him
look for the
credit.
coaches to tell him.
I think I finally seen him try to call an audible last week. I think I seen him try to call one, maybe 2 times that he actually tried to call it audible to whatever was called.
So he averaged out to a D score between all of us average. I gave him a C because he made good plays, and I'm not going to sit here, we'll save it because people act like he's not. These racist fans who don't want a black quarterback, a black coach, or a black GM and a black president. Now, these are, I'm not saying you're one of them, but you know good and damn well there's a lot of people in our media and our fans who are, it's just like Ace called it. It's just like Vince Evans to an extent, bro. And Ace said, man, they ruined Evans. They wasn't calling the right plays for him. They didn't have a coach. It's similar. And it's and these are, I swear to God, I'm starting to almost believe you. It almost appears like they want Fields to fail.
Yeah.
I think that so Poles, I don't believe he did, okay? Because what he could have did in this draft, he said, no, Fields is our guy. We're not taking a quarterback. We're going to trade down a little because they could have easily took a quarterback with that pick and traded him off. They could have took a quarterback with that pick and traded him off.
If we'd have brought in Bryce Young and put him with Getsy, everybody'd be saying the same shit. Until you get a blonde-haired, blue-eyed quarterback in here, you know what I mean?
What it would have did, it would have bought, and this is why I say Poles wasn't on that, because it would have ended up buying them more time. So you basically, if they would have took a rookie quarterback with that first pick, it would have gave them this whole year, you would throw it away. You'd say, oh, hey, they're developing the guy.
Well, we threw away last year, and that's another thing about our fans. They don't understand. Last year was a throwaway year. Like now they got this narrative going, 13 straight losses. 13 of these damn starters ain't even play on the team last year, so it's not applicable. I played basketball. If we lost 12 games and those seniors graduated and we lost 12 games the year before and we bring in freshmen and sophomores and juniors the next season, the clock starts over. There ain't no, but ignorant. But let me get to offense. What do you guys grade the offense? What's your grade on the Bears offense?
Oh, F.
Go ahead.
They had a couple of good drives. Go ahead.
They had some good drives.
Those drives were the first drive of the game. If you take the first drive of the game, I think when they scored, that's an A, right? That looked good.
I like the second one they scored on better.
Everything after that first
Fields was
drive,
throwing lasers, and Komet's got to catch the damn ball. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
He's a horrible type. I've never liked him.
50 million, 60 million.
I ate crow for him because I didn't like him either. And then he made some plays, and I was like, I got to eat crow.
You take that first drive with an A, the second one when they
Mark
scored
Daniels, what's up,
field goal was it? Would be like a B. Everything after that was like F's. Even when they I think they scored near the when he get through the past the Claypool near the end.
Yes, that man, he was throwing lasers on that drive.
But that was like aftermath stuff when the game's already over, pretty much.
It wasn't over.
We had a chance to win at the end of the game.
It wasn't over. That got us in the game. We had the ball.
It wasn't over to that interception.
I never felt like Tampa Bay lost control of that game at any point after that first quarter. It was
nobody cares about your feelings.
Right. Well, that's what we're talking about. How did you feel about it?
We're not talking about
how did you grade it? F.
All right.
I give him a C minus.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm at a C-.
So
Defense.
you guys are short modest, boy. I tell you.
What about the defense? What do you guys? What grade are you giving the defense with Allen
Defense
Williams
was a D.
and Peanut Tillman snooping around the locker room, getting Allen Williams in jail for whatever he may or may not have done? But would you give the defense?
Snitched on him. I gave him a D.
All right. I'm going to give the defense because here's one thing I keep trying to mention to y'all. Defense matters because your quarterback has to get into a rhythm. And if he's always on the sideline all game and then he jumps in, they went 3 and out. Now he's back on the sideline for another 8-9 minutes. All of this stuff matters, bro. Like the defense has got to get off the field, bro. I understand this bend don't break, but they got to get off the field. I'm going to give the defense a D.
I'm giving them a F again. F's for everybody because they can't.
This guy, he works for the score.
They can't get off they can't get off the field. They had plenty of chances and put them in the position to get off the field. And
they made Baker Mayfield look like a Hall of Famer.
Oh my God, he was throwing like. Now I ain't gonna lie, a lot of them plays that he got away with, it was on the fucking defense. It wasn't that he actually did good. They would be right there and letting Evans just catch stuff, and he interfered a play on them, and they got away with it. Like,
so let me ask you, what happened to the time where you could actually develop a quarterback? Let's say, for instance, Baker Mayfield. When does an organization? You guys have been in coaching. When does an organization say, "Hey, this is my guy. It's going to take some time. We got to work with him." Like same thing with Baker. What if Cleveland had just kept Baker instead of paying all this money to Handy J and just stuck it out with him? And right now they'd be getting some fruits of their labor.
No, you couldn't. In other words, so this is how we view rookies or young quarterbacks, right? You want to put them in a position to succeed. So if they're going to be starting for you, and you say, hey, they got a good team, it's something with a good defense, solid special teams, and then your offense can kind of, they won't hinder you. They may not help you as much to win games, but they're not going to stop you. And they had a great running attack when Baker was there. He did nothing to help them whenever he had to pass.
Okay, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying again, he was there 1 or 2 years. This is the NFL. This isn't flag football at the rec center.
He was there long. He was there long enough.
The money clock ran out.
He had every opportunity.
They had to pay him or get rid of him.
Well, here's another thing, Ace. I'm glad you brought that up. So here's what happens. Are we saying that everybody who drafts a quarterback, if we don't have a Josh Allen, if this guy isn't in his first 3 years, guy at KC, are we saying that if he's not that, then when his rookie contract runs out, we're just not paying him? Here's what I'm saying. I'm talking to your agent and I'm saying, listen, you didn't give us this tier money. So everybody just assumes we're not paying him $100 million. Don't pay him $100 million. When that contract runs out, you sit down, you negotiate with him based upon what he's shown you, not you're Joe Montana or you're not, and then you're gone and we're going to start this process over. No, how about Daniel Jones? You ain't worth $50 million because you ain't shown me that. But Daniel Jones and your agent, if you can get $50 million, go get it, but I'll pay you $30 million. How about Justin Fields? We're not going to pay you an extension with this kind of money because you haven't earned it. You haven't proved it. But we can give you a chunk of money and still spend this money on the offensive line and the defense, and have a Cal Orton situation with athleticism around them. What do you guys say to that?
It's tough because you in a situation with Justin Fields, you're looking at a guy who had that great season of running the ball, and his agent and he are still in the hopes of getting the $200 million contract. And I don't think they would be willing to take the hometown discount just to stay in Chicago. They just hit the free agent.
It's not a discount. You're paying him based upon what he's worth.
Yeah,
he's worth nothing.
But you can't
that's
put
why I
yourself in that
disagree.
position.
I'm not saying he's worth nothing. Go ahead, Ace. Go ahead, Ace.
You can't put yourself in that position. Either you're going to salary tag him or you're going to re-sign him. And
position.
If he goes to the free agent market, you might not get a chance to re-sign him.
Okay, then he's
These guys
gone.
talking about re-signing him. Let that fool go. He's not the answer. This is
Y'all don't understand.
ludicrous.
Everybody's not
ludicrous
going to have
discuss about
everybody
keeping
in the
this
league. It's impossible for everybody in the league to have a top 5 quarterback.
No, we're
What
not
you want-
talking top 5. We want him to be ascending,
Functional.
showing yes.
But if that's defined as only standing back there like Nathan Peterman and not being able to move and having success from the pocket, then I disagree with it.
I don't want no Nathan Peterman. I want the other guy. The other guy showed more control and poise than Nathan Peterman. He got more promise. You put him back there.
Bill
Peterman-
Baggins.
Bill Baggins,
Yeah, Nathan Peterman had his chance. He ain't he's a career backup.
Special teams. What do you guys grade? I give it an A. They graded ours an A. They got the block field goal. You know.
Yeah, I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B+.
They kicked a 52-yard field goal when Fields got sacked.
They had a great week, but
I'll give him a B+. Give him a B+. I'll give him a B+.
Would you give him A?
I give him a B.
All right, so we got an A, a B+, and a B. How about coaching? Overall coaching. That's special teams.
F.
Diesel.
See the flag? F.
Well, Diesel would have been a tough grader, bro. I'd have had him in the principal's office and the dean's office. This son of a bitch gave me an F on everything because I'm black. You know what I'm saying?
Overall grade is an F.
And we're up from an F- because of the special teams.
Right.
So I got Getsy rated at an F. I got Flutes rated as a C, and I got special teams rated as an A. So that's 5, that's 8, and that's 9. So I have to give him a C- overall coaching grade. I'm gonna give him a C-.
But no, hell no.
Overall,
hell no.
I understand your mathematics and analytics of your coaching this grade decision, but
Yeah, but you like Bruce Willis.
Getsy's F is weighted.
Yeah. No.
Getsy's F is weighted over the other 2 units.
All right, y'all. So let's go through these games right quick. Diesel, you ain't been in the first 2 weeks. You can do it if you want for craps and giggles. We gotta make our week 3 predictions. Me and Ace both picked the Thursday game successfully, which was what was that game, Ace?
49ers and whoever the bums they played.
The Giants. They played the Giants. All right, so let's go through these games. I got the Niners. We both picked the Niners. The Lions game. Who are the Lions playing this week? I picked the Lions.
Yeah, I picked the Lions too. Let me get to the
playing Atlanta. I'll take
they're playing Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Atlanta. You know what I noticed this year? Because old boy is out. David Montgomery, he's gonna be out for like 2-3 weeks. Something with his hamstring or something. He was playing good for them. But I noticed the Lions haven't been scoring like they supposed to be scoring significant points. So I'm gonna roll the dice and say the Falcons. It's almost like they play on the same kind of turf and dome like thing. So I'm gonna take the Falcons.
Dome team.
All right. How about the next game? Who are the Vikings playing? I picked the Vikes. We got the Vikings again.
Vikes are playing the Chargers. Your LA Chargers
in Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who y'all got?
The Vikes.
The Chargers are thirsty. They need a win. That old boy is catching all kind of hell. I'm gonna take the Chargers. He's
a dumb coach.
He's trying to get the heat off.
They should have kept the black guy who they fired and blamed. All right, so y'all both said the Vikes?
Yeah, I got the Vikings.
No, I said the Chargers.
Oh,
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Serious. Nobody talking to you. You do this every show. Don't do it any other time. All right. So we got Vikes and then we got the LA Chargers. That's who y'all went. Okay.
I got the Vikings.
Okay. And the Vikes. All right. Let's move off this. The Vikes were 1.5 point favorites in that game. What about the Saints game? You
Saints
got
And the Packers.
and FGB. I'm going with
it's
GB.
at Green Bay. Green Bay is a 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah, Saints are a dome team. I'm going with the Packers.
What?
I'm taking the Saints. They look like, from what I've been seeing, they top 3 defense. You don't move the ball against them. It's hard. It's hard to move the ball against them.
Yeah.
And they used to beat Aaron Rodgers. They gave him, like how he owns the Bears, the Saints was owning him.
In the dome.
Most of his career. No, they
I
would beat
agree
him
with
in
you.
Green Bay too.
I agree with you, Diesel. I went with the Saints. With the Saints as well. The next game, the Jags are 8.5 point favorite at home against the Texans. Who y'all got?
Jags.
Jags
Texans
at
still
home.
got Levy?
They played KC tough. I'm taking
No,
the
I'm
Jags.
I'm going with Jacksonville.
I wish we took Trevor Lawrence if we could have got him. We wouldn't be in this mess.
Yeah, he's drop dead gorgeous.
He was number 1 overall. We couldn't have got him.
He's drop dead gorgeous too.
Yeah, he was number 1 overall. And that's another thing y'all got to stop comparing. I know it don't matter. You got a guy in Pittsburgh who was Mr. Irrelevant who's playing good football, but stop holding these guys. He was drafted. Somebody moved up to the 12th spot to nab them and take a flyer on them to these guys like Baker Mayfield, who were drafted number 1 overall and supposed to be generational quarterbacks. If you're not getting a quarterback in a top 3 thing, unless you're lucky, you get what you pay for. That's all I'm saying. Stop expecting so much out of these kids. Give them a little time to develop. All right, but everybody got Jags. Next game, we got that Miami game. So you got Miami at home. They're a 6.5 point favorite against Russell Wilson. And I watched him play, and I see what you was talking about, Diesel, the way he run. I couldn't figure. And then they said Russell's done, and I've been pulling for Russell. Yeah, he's done. He's stealing money, and he should retire.
He looks, I'm serious when I say that. To me, he looks like he's concussed, even though it's not like a full concussion because he's still out there playing. But he just looks
concussed.
Yeah, he looks like he's just slower in his
on the spectrum.
That he
well, here's the problem. A lot of quarterbacks want to prove that they can stand back there. Even his coach now is telling him, man, run. So he's been trying to prove that he can be pink. Russell Wilson, the way he talks, the way he carries himself, and rah. He's more pink than any pink quarterback in the league. I mean, I'd paint him in whiteface if I was his coach. Send him out there with a blind, put some blue contacts in there. You want to be a white boy? Go out there and be a white boy. You know what I mean?
Stop taking pictures with all of the babies.
Kissing babies. Stop kissing the babies.
Man. But that all being said, who y'all going with, the Dolphins or Broncos?
Definitely the Dolphins.
Miami, all day, Miami.
We're all in agreement there. So if you guys are betting, do it. I should ask y'all against that spread. Are they going to cover the 6.5?
They should. Oh, and FYI, the Chargers are up 7-0 on the Vikings. Yes.
Don't look at those. All right, we got to get these scores in. All right, so the next game is
not going to cover.
Dolphins not going to cover. I say they'll cover. The next game is that Cleveland game. Handy J. Somebody needs to get him a Handy J fast so he can get back in his rhythm.
And Handy J's undefeated, isn't he?
No. They lost to Pittsburgh.
No.
They lost to Pittsburgh on Monday Night Football. This guy, and you picked against them, and Pittsburgh coach is like 20-0 in Monday Night Football games.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh could not move the ball offensively and figure out a way to win that.
Handy J was out there face masking people, wasn't he, Diesel? He came apart at they was calling him a pervert and all types of stuff on the field. I'm serious. And he fell apart. He imploded. I'd have been like, man, we got somebody in the back. We got
he threw a pick or something and Pittsburgh ran.
He face masked 2 players. He pushed an official. He was over on the sidelines fighting. Handy J looks like he should be, in the state penitentiary the way he's carrying on.
Handy J has got a guaranteed contract. He's going to be out there for as long as he needs to be.
FYI, the Dolphins are up 14-0 in the first quarter. Think they'll cover?
Yeah, I think they'll cover. So all right. So Cleveland, who y'all going with? I went with they playing the Titans. They're 3.5-point favorites, meaning the Browns. I went with Handy J.
I'm
Yeah, I'll
going
go
Handy
with
J.
Cleveland. Their defense was good though. Pittsburgh
Their
didn't hardly
defense
do
is
nothing.
great.
Pittsburgh didn't do nothing offensively. How they won that game, I have no idea. But
They lost Nick Chubb. That's how they won the damn game.
Because
off of
they
that.
have the best coach in the NFL, that's how they won that damn game. All right, the next one is the Bills game. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Who are they
I
playing?
won't choke like
Commanders
the
of
Buffalo Bills.
Washington.
All right,
Magic
so
Johnson's team.
they're 6.5-point favorite on the road against Washington Commanders, as they said. I went with the Bills. Who y'all got?
Buffalo.
I won't choke like the Buffalo Bills. I'll slam dunk it like Shaquille O'Neal.
Nice.
Man, I want to say the Bills, but man, Josh Allen, he's janky, man. He's janky, man. Can't trust him at all. But I'm gonna give it to the Bills just because Washington, I really don't trust their quarterback at all. So I like the other dude who they don't even have start.
All right, you got Action Jackson, Lamar Action. My mom's my age. My mom's in my business. Go tell your mom's mind your business. And the Ravens are playing. It looks like the Rams. No, that's the
Colts.
Colts.
I don't see this game on. Oh, I see it. So the Ravens are at home. They're 8.5-point favorites against the Colts. Who y'all got? I went with the Ravens.
Ravens.
All right, so y'all going with the black quarterback.
Yeah, well, the other black quarterback is going to be concussed by the halftime, so we're going with the Ravens.
So you got the Patriots, the New England Patriots.
And the Jets. New England and the Jets.
Yeah, and they're in New York, and the Jets are 2.5-point dogs. I went with New England.
Jets.
You going
I don't
with the Jets?
think New England's won a game yet, have they?
No, they haven't.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the winless, but they thirsty.
New England, they haven't been 0-3 in like 23 years.
Yeah, it's Belichick's last year.
All right. So Seattle. You got the Seahawks playing who, Ace? They're at the Panthers are at Seattle.
Yeah,
and it's -6.
I got
Seattle's
a horse in this
6-point
race.
favorites. You got a horse in this race?
Definitely taking Seattle.
What do you mean you got a horse in this race?
We need Carolina to go 0 and how many games they play this year? 0-17.
Yeah.
What's his name is out. He's not playing. He got kind of hurt in the last game.
Quarterback?
Bryce Young. Yeah, he's out.
Oh, okay.
Andy Dalton.
Dalton is the
one of
star.
y'all favorite Bears. Yeah.
The Ginger. Who you going with?
Seattle.
Okay.
You not picking Andy Dalton?
All right. KC game. Oh, that's against the Bears.
Oh,
and hold on. Let me make sure you guys get the spread on this. We're 12.5-point dogs. So I actually went with KC, but the Bears will cover the spread, in my opinion. But I'm going with KC.
I'm taking the Bears in the 12.5.
I don't care about the spread. KC ain't been scoring a lot of points, but their defense is what's been impressive to me. I don't think their defense has given up 20 points in a game yet this year.
Who are you going with?
KC. The Bears can't, the Bears can't score, and you think they're going to score on that defense? I think they like top 3.
Did you see the press conference this week?
Which one?
The one Justin Time said he's going to do his thing.
Man,
F the coaches.
And that's the same thing I say about him. Dude, I ain't got no love for him at all. None.
Hold on, we got 2 more, and then we'll get right into that, and then we can go. And we'll get right into that, and then wrap it up. Cowboys, where's Cowboys? Where's Cowboys? Who are the Cowboys?
I got a few more. Cowboys playing the Cardinals.
Cowboys at Cardinals. Cowboys are 12.5-point favorites, but they lost their all-pro cornerback, probably the best in the business. Diggs. Who y'all going with?
Damn. You can't throw the ball if you know.
Who they playing?
I
They
got
playing
the
Arizona.
Cowboys. They playing
Oh,
Arizona, who's
Arizona's
tanking for
tanking.
Bryce Young.
Tanking.
Yeah,
They're
but they've been
tanking.
playing tough football.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
play and they playing hard, but they know, hey, we can play hard and we're still gonna lose. So
Yeah,
it's
the
still
coach.
tanking.
Yeah, the coach is pulling
So-
it. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Boys.
So
all
y'all
day.
got the boys. I actually got the boys winning the Super Bowl, but since my man got hurt, but I can't
Changes
change it.
everything.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, that's what I predicted. So
They'll be back.
all right, and we got a Pittsburgh game. Who's in that Pittsburgh game, eh?
We already picked that one, I think.
No, we didn't.
didn't.
So we got the Pittsburgh at the Raiders, and Pittsburgh is 2.5 point dogs. I'm going. I picked Pittsburgh.
I'm taking the Raiders. Pittsburgh offense has not looked good. Whatever Pickett had showed, he was ascending at the end of last season and throughout the preseason.
It ain't Pickett. It's that bum quarterback. How you sit
That's
here
who it
and
is.
talk
That's
about
who their
and
quarterback
talk about
is, fool.
Pickett's the quarterback. But I got the
thought you talking
Steelers.
about the receiver Pickens.
No.
See, they sound the same.
No, Pickens is a good receiver.
Yeah.
But the quarterback at the end of last year, he was going up. The preseason, he looked real good. As soon as the season started, you threw all of that out the window and jumped head first. I can't trust him.
So
They had
who
the
y'all
Steelers
going
in
with?
the
Raiders,
Steelers in the
I'm
return
going
of
with the
Mitch
Raiders.
Trubisky.
I'm going to the Raiders. Going with the Raiders.
Hey, so you
And-
going with?
The Steelers, the return of Mitchell Palooza.
What's his name? Looks slow too, man. I don't know what's wrong with him, man. He don't look the same. Najee Harris.
Najee Harris, I think he's hurt.
Yeah, he don't look good. He don't look good like he did last year or the year before that. I can't
So we
trust
got
him.
Baker Mayfield on Monday Night Football.
Too much
4.5
pink women with
dogs.
booger sugar.
4.5 dogs against the Eagles. Who y'all going with?
Oh, Eagles. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I went with the Eagles. Who you going with? They 2-0 against the undefeated Eagles. Well, we'll know what happened this week.
I know this sounds crazy, but the Eagles ain't looked that good to me either. Even though they've been winning, I'm gonna roll the dice and take the Bucks.
Oh, great.
All right, we got an upset alert right here. Upset alert. Upset alert. We'll be looking
Oh,
at
they got
that.
mine. That's the Bears.
You picked the Bears in that game, in the KC game, Ace?
You're damn
Yeah,
right.
you did. Yeah, you did. That's major upset alert.
Mhm.
And then Cincinnati game. We got the Bengals. This is the last one, and they're the ones playing the Rams. It's in Cincinnati. Cincinnati is 0-2, but they're 3-point favorites. I picked Cincinnati. Who y'all going with? Man, that receiver on the Rams, Tupu. The rookie,
I'm taking
third
the
round.
Rams because Cincinnati hasn't looked good all season either.
I'm taking the Rams. It isn't playing. Joe Burrow isn't playing. He's questionable. I don't think he's going to be there.
He not healed. He ain't healed from that calf that he hurt in preseason. So yeah, I'm taking the even if he was playing, I'm taking the Rams because he ain't been playing good when he did play.
No, if he was playing, I'd take
The
Well,
Rams
right.
been playing decent.
So Ace, before this week,
it.
last week I went 11-5 with my picks. You went 9-7. Overall, I'm 21-11. You're 17-15.
That's
My
all right.
Bears picks, I'm 0-2. You're 0-2 as well. So we'll see what happens this week. So right now in the game, you're down 21-17. So before this
Yeah,
week.
yeah. I'll fix that this week.
All right, so
Bears-
let's go ahead. Asia, well, we don't want to talk. We were going to talk about Asia Evans. You know, she went to Morgan Park, man. Was a track standout, and she put some allegations out there against the Olympic chiropractor. She was on the bobsled team.
Yeah. She should have had a knife or shank or something. But go ahead.
Yeah. They said, you know, he was doing the same thing that chiropractor was doing. That they must be teaching him in chiropractic school. What was it?
Sandusky University.
Was it that school or the other one where they said every time they come in there, no matter what the injury was, that's what she said, he was always doing the pelvic exam and talking inappropriately, but other people are coming forward. Of course, the guy said he was innocent But I didn't know I didn't know she was from Chi. Gold medalist, Morgan Park, Southside.
Yeah, Chicago doesn't raise up its own, you know.
No, we
in the barrel.
don't. We only talk about Pookie and
One of
Raven.
our rivals. One of our rivals.
MPHS.
Rivals.
The,
Yeah.
the battle,
Red,
the battle of Vincennes
Red
Avenue.
South. Yeah, one of our rivals.
You think she was bobsledding against Simeon?
Nah, they
No,
wasn't
she
doing
would have
no
came to
bobsled.
us for help. Give me a couple of y'all people. Let me put them on the team. Yeah.
All right, but let's get to the fall of Halas Hall. We can cover this in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to start it out with defensive coordinator Alan Williams resigned on Wednesday, citing personal health and family issues. Williams had been with the Bears. This was his second season and was widely respected by players and coaches. However, his departure came amid speculation that he was involved in some kind of scandal or investigation. The Bears denied that Halas Hall was raided by authorities, which the Pink Stink put out there in connection with media, with rumors on social media, offensive and 100% untrue. Williams' personal attorney said that his client resigned for personal reasons only and that there was no wrongdoing on his part. What's y'all take on this, man? This is bizarre.
Well,
It's very bizarre.
I read this morning that they're saying that it was nothing wrong with his health or anything. It was some inappropriate behavior, something that human resources took up. What the inappropriate behavior was, they wouldn't say. But
losing?
But that
Oh, you mean like maybe sexual harassment is what it sounds like?
It had to be something along those lines because that's what they said. It was inappropriate behavior and something that human resources had to get involved. And then just like that, remember, what's his name did the defensive coordinating.
He was probably giving pelvic exams.
So he I mean, you know, to me it was a good he wasn't doing good as a defensive coordinator anyway. So
he was taking.
Well, I found it funny, Ace, and I want your take, but I found it funny that well, I mean, I'm not gonna blame him. He had nobody last season. I'm not saying he did good. I hear you. But it's just tough to put a person in a position where everything's fucked up this year and we didn't give you any of the tools you need to be successful. Once we get all the tools, we're going to fire you right away. That's the only issue I kind of have with that. But I thought he should have been given more than 2 games. But what I'm saying in relation to this is the only thing I found strange, which they asked Flus about a few times in yesterday's press conference.
Mm-hmm.
If we're all in the coaching staff, and Diesel leaves for personal reasons, health reasons, whatever he says. And me and Ace ain't coming out there like, man, that's our boy. You know what I mean? Like, man, we hate to see him go, but we plan this season for Diesel, you know, something like that. It makes you feel like the organization wasn't saying he's a great man, like all of that, and we're pushing for his family, and that's all we're going to say. They had to ask Flus that, and he finally said, oh, yeah, he's my friend. But it was, you know, there was no glaring endorsement of the man.
You didn't hear them say anything to the effect of when the initial thing came out of his health. You would hear the people come out and say, hey man, we want, you know, we're praying for him. We want him to get better. His health is everything. You never heard them say anything along those lines. So you knew that was cap. They was capping off of that part. So, and then you didn't hear anybody really come to the front and like, hey, you know, blah, 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 which tells you they know exactly what the issue was.
Mm-hmm.
And they just misled us.
Supposedly the feds went to his house. Supposedly the feds went to his house, so the rumor got mixed up. But his lawyer is saying that the
feds never did anything. Like I said, it's it's on ESPN.com. You can read it was like the first little article. It says sources say that the coordinator, it was some type of inappropriate misconduct.
Sounds like he went out like the Boston Celtics coach, but he just didn't have no championship under his belt before he did.
Or like Mel Tucker at Michigan State, or you know, we don't know what the hell's going on. But
I say good riddance. Good riddance. You know, I thought he was a little bit too far on the cornball side. You know, he was just basically out there in blackface.
They've been like last. The whole year,
he was
there last year, right?
He was over his head.
lags for
cornball.
almost
He's
every day.
he's a military brat. You know what I mean? And he's my dad was disciplined and all this shit. You know what I mean?
You're
And
trying
you
to
out
win
there,
football games here, you son of a bitch.
yeah.
And-
While you getting sexual harassment claims allegedly and can't put a defense together. Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah, I mean the fans are of course calling for Lovey to come back, which of course he won't.
No, he ain't gonna come back.
You mean the same meatheads, the same racist allegedly meatheads who ran Lovey out of town?
Yeah, those same races, meatheads. They want him back as a defensive coordinator. Now the man loved making $5-10 million. Now they want him to come back and be a coordinator on Floof's staff to
For
fix it. Since we haven't had
$25 an hour.
Yeah, we had one winning season since he's been gone.
And one thing about Lovey, he beat the Packers, and also Diesel, which I know you would like. Not saying you're a gambler. Lovey covered the spread.
Yeah.
Look at Lovey's record against the spread. Lovey covered the spread. That's why Bears fans, those meatheads, should have loved Lovey.
Right.
But I must admit,
his
I
style kept
was
us
on that
in
get rid of Lovey train. I was on that train.
It kept us in games. The way that he played, we hated it because it wasn't aggressive. Lovey's problem to me was he didn't know when he had something great with Ron Rivera as his D coordinator. When he had Ron Rivera,
I agree.
Say what you want about him, but when he had him as his coordinator, he would get mad because Rivera wouldn't just stay in regular cover two. He would change it, even though cover two was still the base. And that's what you need.
And they had no respect for their offensive players.
Lovey needed an offensive coordinator, and he couldn't get anybody to work under him for the money he was making on his first contract. And the second contract, they wouldn't work on him because he was some sort of color.
I mean, what Ace is saying is they were paying the head coach so low that you would have to pay the offensive coordinator more than the head coach, and that was going to be inappropriate. Same thing. That's the same reason why we lost Ron Rivera, was because he would have had to be paid more than Lovey Smith. So instead of saying, hey, let's give Lovey a raise, oh, no. We're going to go out and get bum offensive coordinators from the Canadian Football League where the field isn't even, the dimensions aren't the same. All right. So past that, let's get to the next thing in Halas Hall. Well, I want to ask y'all, who will replace him as defensive coordinator? I'm going with Flus for the rest of the season. Right? Defense. You're not hiring a defensive coordinator, or y'all going out and getting a guy?
No, I ain't hiring no. You may as well stick with the problems we already got instead of adding a new one.
See how the season ends, and if you got a clean house, you don't have to worry about
because he can keep blaming himself. He can't try to point the finger at some new guy and say, he's getting adjusted and all of that.
Now I said go out and get Greg Roman. That was Lamar Jackson's first offensive coordinator. For the Bears, I said this before the national pundits started getting on it, and then all of a sudden they start saying it. So just in time, JF1 comments about feeling robotic on the field. He looked robotic. He admitted that he felt like he was playing robotic against the Bucs, where he didn't feel like he was playing his game. He said he needs to think less and use his instincts more. He also said he was harping on the different voices in his head come game time, and hinted that he was being overcoached by the staff. Fields later clarified. First thing I'm gonna say is this: that was clickbait, and we're gonna get Dan Wiederer. His Dan Wiederer's tweet was, Justin Fields acknowledged he's been playing too robotic, then bit the pin off the grenade and rolled it into the building with his explanation for why he believes it is that way. Coaching. Wow. I didn't take that Fields was attacking his coach. I thought that was
he wasn't. They blew it. They overblew it. The media overblew it.
Yeah.
They took the soundbite and
they were
didn't really listen to it.
They were asking him, why are you robotic? And what he was basically saying is all this information is he's not, and he even said, but they're doing their job. He even said that. He said it's on me how to process this information.
Yeah, they want to divide the locker room. They want to divide the locker room. They want the offense versus defense. They want some controversy, some clickbait. As long as they stick together, we'll see what happens.
Stay out of his headset when he's coming to the line. You giving him the play, And they said you get certain coordinators who they're good, they might be good coordinators, but they think they know everything. And they'll be telling you outside of the play, they'll be like, watch out. Now it's okay to say, hey, watch out for this guy if he comes up on this side. But they said you get coordinators who'll be like, and throw it to this guy, throw it to that guy. So then in your mind as the quarterback, you're like, okay, I gotta throw it to him. If he ain't open,
Correct.
forget the rest of your progressions. And I believe they've been doing stuff like that to him. Throw it to this guy.
Because
throw it
that's
to
the
that
way
guy.
that they feel like that they can get him to learn how to throw from the pocket. They're telling them, you're not going to learn to throw from the pocket if you keep leaving the pocket. Listen, we can learn that when we get up 10 points. And if, you know what I'm saying? Like when we get some lather going and we get Fields heated up because he's shown that he's a streaky type of rhythm quarterback. So there'll be times after you start moving the pocket and you run that damn football. Our running backs was averaging 5-point-something yards a carry. And they only had, and I don't want to hear this mess about they was behind and all this crap. They was never behind so much where they couldn't run a damn ball.
Yeah, you got to run the football.
Goes back to, remember what I was saying, he needed to be playing in the preseason. You set him a game. One game he only played what, like a quarter, and in the last game I think he played like a half.
What the hell they got to do with running the ball?
That's right. What's that got to do with running the ball?
No, I'm not talking about the running the ball. I'm saying
the quarterbacks
to whatever they've been trying to teach him.
But the problem is the D-line and the linebackers are not worried about running. And we had the best running. We broke NFL records in rushing, and it wasn't all because of Fields. And I don't understand. You got a quarterback who is still developing. When you're developing a quarterback, you got to run the damn ball. Even when Brady came in, they ran the damn ball. Over the years, as he got lathered up, they started adding more plays that he can do well, and then he became I'm gonna throw the ball all around the field.
Because he knew the position in.
Yes, Rodgers thinks that he's going to coach Fields. I'm not Getsy. Inspector Getsy thinks he's going to coach Fields like he's Aaron Rodgers. And I said it, Ace, when they got him, I said, I hope he doesn't think that he's coaching drop dead gorgeous Aaron Rodgers.
He does. Because I mean, you know, to put Justin in the position to take away what they left off last year and just change the offense to he's the pocket passer completely to start the season, it makes no sense. You know,
I mean, Diesel, I never said I wanted a Bears quarterback to be throwing the ball 40 in this modern NFL, 40, 50 times. Bear football, I want to run the ball about 30 times a game, have about, right now the way Fields should have no more than 30 called pass plays a game. Of those pass games, if this is my offense, 5 of them we're moving the pocket. You know what I'm saying? On 5 of those pass plays, we're moving the pocket, if not more. So, and we're not doing any of that. You know what I'm saying? So the other defensive line, with our offensive line, to your point, Diesel, we didn't play preseason. Our offensive line didn't get lathered up. You know, with the reason they were afraid to play Fields, Diesel, was because the offensive line was so banged up. But I get your point. If they're going to be banged up at the start of the season, Fields need to be out there to learn how to operate with these guys.
He got to learn. He needs reps. That's my whole point. He needs the reps and quit benching him like he's some seasoned veteran who done got a bunch of accolades and you've achieved so much. No, if you had the mentality of some of them head coaches where they're like, no, he need to earn his spot. You know, even though you know that he's gonna be the starter.
What's his name? Pittsburgh coach. He played his players in the preseason.
Yeah, played them a good amount of time. To get the reps. So when the season starts,
you're ready.
You're ready. And he ain't been doing that. Like I said, my main thing with Fields is, even with the distractions from the coaches giving them overload information and the play calling, my biggest thing is, dude is open, you see him, throw the ball. You got nobody to blame but you on that stuff.
But
if
you
the guy's open.
But you said it. But you said it though. It's the way they're coaching him, and that's what he meant. So I go back. I learned this on Ray School. I go back and I got Diesel run. We in the huddle. I call it play Diesel. You go deep. Ace, you go out 7 yards and cut in. I want to give it to Diesel. If I go back right away and I see, this ain't looking good, you got to be able to start
I'm not saying you get off of it totally, but you've got to be able to look and let me see what these are. Oh, he's wide open. Look at Ace, and just give it to him.
Right.
And I think they decided, no, stay on that. But that's on fields, though. At some point, you got to just listen to the coaching and do your own thing.
If the guy's open, you see him open, throw the ball. There's no excuse other than that. If you see him open, because that means you went through a progression to whether it was your first read, second, or third. If you see him and he's looking dead at him and he don't let it go, that's something, there's just something wrong with him. You know what I mean? There's no excuse.
It depends on it's on the spectrum.
And he's
but
not
it depends
even
on the defense.
It does.
Man, it does.
Some of those plays, man. Some of those plays, they were sitting in zone.
Quarterback, though, you can't keep. It's too many plays.
But
some
of those plays that these armchair quarterbacks are all over Twitter
too much evidence.
Look at this.
Open guys.
On every NFL play, there's open guys. I see it who get missed. What I'm saying is there's
but
too
he's
much
got
evidence.
time. He's got time, and he's looking dead at the guy, and it's too many plays where we got on tape. He's looking at this guy. He sees him open, and he don't throw it. And he ain't getting hit.
I can show you that. I can show you that in any game by any quarterback. But the point I'm trying to say is this. Some of those, I grant you that. Some of those, I'm like, what the? I agree. So say maybe out of 6 of those plays, 3 of them are like inexplicable. But there's some of those other ones, if you look at the details, there's a corner or there's a safety playing that in between. They're playing that in between. And as he's looking, okay, I'm going to throw it to the short guy. That corner or that safety is in that no man's land. It's in that no man's land. And so he's still trying to stand in the pocket when he should take off. If I see them in that no man's land and they're playing me cheap, goes back to what I said, Ace, against his own pump fake, even in basketball. He don't use the pump fake.
They're not coaching that.
Man, go down swinging, go down throwing. I'm going to give him, if he's throwing to a guy that as he looks at him, he looks open, he throws it, the corner of the safety moves over, deflects it or picks it off. That's different. He ain't been doing that. The picks he's had has been like right into double coverage where he's looking at the guy and he's not open. But it hasn't been, this guy's open, I see him, I throw it, somebody comes over and makes a play. It ain't been that. It's been, I'm going to hold this ball.
But that's a bit much. He has plays where he has hit those guys. He's had plays where he hits guys, right? Yeah. He's had probably more plays where he doesn't throw the open guys, and he's looking at him, and he didn't get hit.
Sometimes he has time, sometimes he doesn't. It's the NFL.
Give him a pass, man. Quit making excuses for it. No,
it's the NFL, man. These Twitter quarterbacks, bro. That stuff. If you're listening to JT O'Sullivan, who's got a 59% completion percentage and a career 52% passer rating, these guys are sitting back there like, I don't know what he's looking at. Well, what the hell were you looking at when you were a bum in the NFL? You know what I'm saying? So
and they weren't as athletic.
Yeah, you got all these armchair quarterbacks on Twitter. Like, look, this guy's open. This guy's open. This guy's open. Why won't he throw it? That's armchair quarterbacking 101.
No, because he ain't even running. So if it's like if he's saying, because the meatheads want him, because the meatheads won't re-sign him if he don't prove this year in the first 4 games that he can stand in there and process from the fucking pocket. Man. And what he's trying to do at 24 years old is prove to meatheads, and that's coaching. That's coaching. I'd come out there as a coach and say, you meatheads don't know what you're doing. And that's what Mike Dicker used to say. You meatheads are in the media for a reason. You meathead fans, this is our guy. We're developing him, and it's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying?
The season is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
That's it.
Yeah. But see, he been in the league. He been in the league long enough where he has. He's already. Yes, he has. He's already on the clock, dude. He had all of last year. Lose every game.
Okay, so
whoever.
Exactly. No, that's the point. That's a good question.
You keep making up excuses.
No, we're not. So how long is the clock for an NFL quarterback? Drafted 12th overall. When should he start looking like Aaron Rodgers? Before you say I'm moving off him and I'm gonna get it, because you were talking about it last year.
Ask yourself this.
6 games.
Ask yourself this. Put him in the 49ers offense, right? You put a lot of quarterbacks in that 49ers offense.
That's good. This is a good thought experiment.
They'll excel, right?
The offensive line is better.
I'm not trying to hit that. I said if you put a quarterback
They
in
run
the
the ball
49ers
more.
offense. No, I'm not trying to hit that, bro. That means that you trying to make excuses. Fields will
No.
not succeed in their
excuses.
No,
offense.
telling
he's
you the
not.
truth.
He's telling you facts. He's telling you
He
facts.
wouldn't.
All these teams that you like, from Philly, all of them run the damn ball more than the Bears.
And
Every
when they
winning
need to-
team in the
I'm not
NFL
disputing
runs
that.
the damn
I'm
ball
not
more
disputing
than
that. I said when you put him, if you take a quarterback, you put him in the 49ers offense. A lot of these quarterbacks in the league, depending on who you put, will probably excel in their offense, right? I don't think that Fields would. I don't think he would excel in their offense. You know
Trey
why?
Lance did.
Because he's not accurate at reading defenses and throwing the ball, man. He's just not. He's not.
So
He's not.
if the Shanahan offense ain't for him, then bring in Greg Roman. That's what I'm saying.
But that's my
Everybody's
point
not.
is what
You don't.
what are
You don't
gonna
have
keep
to have an
finding for him?
offense. Who told the NFL that the only way to win is to have somebody standing back there processing?
No, you don't. You don't. But when it's time to throw the ball, you got to be able to throw the ball.
And he can. He's proven that he can throw the ball when it's time to throw the ball.
The hell he has.
I'm not saying he's proven that he can do it every
Bro.
time.
He's not consistent, bro, at all.
You
He's
move
not
off. You
consistent.
move off fields. He's gonna go to Atlanta, and he's gonna come back and bum rape the city of Chicago. He's gonna go to the Rams or something like that, and he's gonna bum rape the city of Chicago. And none of the meatheads will be able to say, "Oh, I was wrong about Fields." They're gonna say,
Well, you
"Oh,
know
he
what?
got good all of a sudden. He went to an all-field coach. He's with a new coach."
They can have
move.
him. As a matter of fact, they can take him, and you can take all of these Ohio State quarterbacks. I can't stand none of them.
What do you think you can get?
What do you think?
Diesel, what do you think you can get for Justin Fields?
Now?
Yeah.
4th round pick?
See that? And he was and when we was talking about Nick Foles, he was saying what? First round pick.
First round.
Yeah.
First round.
But I agree. But I agree with you. I
Lamborghini.
agree with you. But I agree with you. You'd be lucky to get a 4th round pick at this point,
Yeah,
unless he produces.
His value has dropped.
But let's talk about. But why? You guys wanted to see him throw the ball more. Let me finish.
This is
He's throwing the
game
ball
3.
more. He's throwing over 200 yards per game. A couple of interceptions he got. One was off a deflection. Another one was a shit pass. You know what I'm saying? And then 3 straight call play. What I'm saying is, bro, he's too much in his head, and that's what he tried to tell America. And for me, that falls on coaching. He got off social media. Why? One thing about Michael Jordan Pippen, they was like, they'll tell the media, I don't read your junk. You know what I mean? I don't look at JT O'Sullivan's quarterback school. I'm a professional player. All right, but can he bounce back from the rough start?
Game 3.
Will he bounce back? That's a better question. Not can he.
Of course he will.
Will he?
The worst part of it is that I'm already hoping that and that's because I know that they're not going to.
You've been hoping that for 2 years.
No, I wanted them last year when I seen they weren't going to do nothing to be in the top 3 so they could get a quarterback. Because I was telling y'all last year there was a bunch of good quarterbacks coming out.
They all hurt.
They didn't take a quarterback. They said, "Oh, we're going to bank on him," and they seeing how that's going. So now you potentially
bank on him is more than 2 games. Go ahead.
Yeah, they banking on him, but it's what you see him doing, and he looks like he's getting worse as opposed to getting better. Now,
see, I disagree.
You potentially have you don't think he looks worse than what he did last year?
No,
he does. He does. So you potentially got a chance to get 2 top 5 picks, possibly the number 1 overall, because your pick gonna be high because you're bad. And Carolina's pick gonna be high because they bad. So we potentially
in the hardest place where it's to pass, in PFF grade, Fields is 2nd in the red zone with 90.7. And you guys, nobody acknowledges anything that this black man is doing right. You know,
Mhm.
it's all about what he's not doing and his bad plays.
Can't
He is
process.
second in the NFL in the red zone. He has a 135.7 passer rating. He's first. And if this isn't progress because he used to struggle in the red zone, that's what all the meatheads talked about for the last 2 seasons. On throws of 20 yards, but he don't throw the ball deep. He can't throw the ball deep. On
That was
throws
supposed to be his strength, and he can't.
and
But
it's
go
always
ahead.
been his strength, and it was always been a
It
lie
ain't his
for
strength no
meatheads.
more. Ain't his strength no
There ain't
more.
nobody to
those-
throw to.
Okay,
He
okay.
don't have
All
nobody
right,
to
all
throw
right.
to.
Well,
He
let's
never
listen to
had,
the facts.
never had,
Let's listen to
never
the
will.
facts. Let's listen to the facts. On this season, on throws 20 plus yards, he's 5 of 6, 118
Mhm.
yards, 2 TDs with a 158.3 passer
Mhm.
rating.
Yeah,
That's improvement.
That's garbage time. That's garbage
That
time.
is
Now,
improvement.
let me tell you a stat about your boy, Justin, okay? Since 2022, and we in 2023.
That's last year.
Right, since 2022.
Throwaway season.
Quarterback with the most turnovers in the league, and this is prior to last week, was 49. And that was your boy, Josh Allen. That includes interceptions and fumbles. Number 2 is Justin Fields. He don't even throw the ball like that. And he's second in turnovers since 2022.
Nobody.
His line is
throw the ball
nothing like
right,
Josh
this
Allen.
is mine, it's this, it's that, nah. No, he ain't the answer. You're not selling me on. I don't trust him.
You
No.
put any quarterback
No.
in this situation, and they're going to struggle.
I bet you if the other dude, the guy you all keep the guy I like, I bet you if he was playing, he wouldn't have all them damn turnovers. And his passing stats, they wouldn't be like last in every
He'd be hurt,
stat.
like A said. All those rookie quarterbacks are hurt. He'd
Man,
be
he
hurt.
wouldn't be hurt my ass. He know how to step up in the pocket. Fields, you ever seen him step up and throw the ball? No, if he step up, he run. He don't know how to throw the ball.
He used to
Sure.
try that, but he's under duress.
He's
And another fact you haven't mentioned
everybody's
is that he's
under duress. in
the
this
last
league.
2 seasons, he's under duress more than any other quarterback in the
Everybody's
NFL.
under duress.
Everybody's not under duress more
When you hold
than
the ball
every
for 8
quarterback.
seconds, of course you're going to be under duress.
You
Dude's
know,
running wide open and you looking
you
at
get
him,
isolated
and you just gonna
incidents.
stare at him.
You get isolated incidents when that happens.
I see him
Yeah.
over there. I see him over
But
there.
you learn,
Nah, I ain't-
but you
I see
learn
him
from
over there.
those.
Yeah.
You learn from that.
Oh,
All right.
fun.
So
Yeah. Mhm.
how
That's y'all
so you haven't seen any progress. Have you seen any progress out of Justin Fields this year, Ace? We heard you, Diesel. Have you
Well,
seen any?
I have seen some for as far as his passing to DJ Moore, which apparently isn't a big thing in the playbook for your offensive coordinator currently.
Moore's got 11 targets and 10 catches this season, and I think Claypool's got 11 targets and 3 catches. Go ahead.
So
Stop targeting Claypool. I don't care if he's a man.
So you got to get Claypool out of the offense. You got to get Brown in there who blocks. You got to get more targets for Moore, and you got to get Velus Jones out of there. Who else you need to get out of there? You got to get Mooney in there for more targets. But you got to develop your offense to
Mooney
accentuate
was
the
on the knee
weapons you got.
last game too, and that's what hurt. Mooney wasn't really available last game.
Yeah, and they had Velus out there. They played one damn play. They threw that damn jet sweep garbage to him, and you could have had Brown in there blocking.
How about just run the ball up the 3 hole or the 1 hole? How about that?
Yeah. So as far as Justin is concerned, he hasn't run the ball. His offense has been changed for him this year. So progressing as far as passing is concerned, yes, as long as he's throwing DJ Moore, I'll be throwing to DJ Moore every play and running all the rest of the plays. But as far as the offense is concerned, the offense has regressed, and that's the Bears' problem.
So how are you patching the O-line, you guys? Our left tackle, who's been a stalwart, one thing about him, he's been available, but he's out. He's on a neck. He's in an IR. So
all right.
Here we go. They're already talking about moving right over to the left side.
Oh, we got to do it.
Here we go.
We got to do it. You got all these guys on your team, these swing tackles, swing linemen,
Here we
the
go.
guys that played in the off season and in preseason, that's out there. Get them off the practice squad, whatever you got to do. You got to patch a line together and you got to run the ball because you're not going to be able to pass pro.
Well, Diesel, this is going to be more excuses in today's game. He didn't have his left tackle.
You got to get.
They're looking for them. They're looking for them line excuses. Look, every team goes through injuries with their line. They plug in people, and you keep it moving. If you know how to navigate through the pocket, you can live to fight another down. This guy doesn't know. He has no pocket presence. He don't know how to step up. He sees
I
guys,
can agree with you that his
ball
I can agree with you that his pocket presence could be better. It can be improved. Now, listen, what I'm saying is he can develop that.
How many seasons we need? He how many games did he play that first season that he played? How many games? Not last year, the season before. He played like half the season? Half the season. Let's say half the season. So this man has had a half a season, a full season. Now he's in this other season. Wait a minute. Was he how many seasons on a rookie deal? What year did he come in the league?
It wasn't a full season last year. I think
last year he played a full season.
Well, they shut him down. They shut him down.
They shut him down when it was but he was the full starter for the whole season. So
yes.
He's had enough time to show you what he has. That's what I'm saying.
And
what he has.
That other bum.
You asked how long do I give him? I give him the 5. How long is rookie? I give him the 5 years. I think Fields is worth of giving 5 years.
Your fan base is gonna burn down Soldier Field before you can get it fit. A new stadium built in
these meatheads over the last 10 years, the Bears have lost more games than any organization in football. So these meatheads can't blame this on Fields. He hasn't been here for 10 years.
Right.
So if these meatheads all of a sudden expect 14-2, then they're just meatheads. Ace expected 14-3, but he's not a meathead because he's not sitting here, he's a homer, but he's not a meathead because he's not sitting there saying, they should be 14-3. Look, you bring in all these new players. It takes some time for these players to gel. And that was one thing that I've been concerned. You can't just grab a bunch of new players and put them out there. It's going to take a while for them to start executing together.
Especially when you have inexperienced coaching.
Hey, Trubisky. He took him to the playoffs twice. As much as you want to say about the dude, they went to the playoffs twice. And he drove him down the field, and he had a damn kicker who couldn't kick a field goal to beat the Eagles. And then they were in the playoffs again the next year.
And meatheads ran him out of town. They could have kept working with Trubisky. He probably wouldn't have been a top 10 quarterback, but if you can get into a top 15 quarterback in the league, bro, it depends on what you need. His evaluation
though was on point because he went to Buffalo. He didn't even start a game. He was backup for Allen. He went to Pittsburgh. They gave him every chance to start, and he can't succeed. So they was on point with their assessment of him. And that's why I'm saying this assessment so far, Justin Fields, to me, is on point, man. At some point, he's got to do stuff. The only other thing I can see is if you curtail the offense that was somewhat similar to Philly's, but required less storm, which ain't going to be successful.
That's what I'm saying. It could be like Lamar Jackson's offense was.
But they throw the ball. They can throw the ball.
Because they're setting it up off of the 35, 40 runs they're doing a game. They're setting it up off all the play action.
But he's shown when he does have to do play action and stuff, he's not successful.
Because we're not selling because we're not running the ball enough. A play action is meaningless when you're running it on 1st and 10 and you're down 15 points in the 4th quarter. It's meaningless. So the linebackers aren't jumping because we're not giving them enough action. All right, but we're going to wrap it up because we can get to the second half of these first half games. Now, is this ground zero on the rebuild? Because we all knew we were tearing it down. So if you meatheads have to understand what tearing it down means. So you have a house, you tear it down to its foundation all the way down. Are we at rock bottom and is it only up from here? Or do you guys expect more down?
It's week 2. Everybody in the division lost last
week
week.
3. This is week 3.
Was week
Right,
3.
but he's saying
Everybody
after
in the
week
division
2.
lost last week.
Right.
So the Bears still have opportunity to win the damn division. It's not over
Get
yet.
your panties out the bunch. Go ahead, Ace.
I mean, we just got to take time. We got to see if this coaching staff can lead them to the playoffs, or they need to be gone at the end of the season. It's you tore the team down last year. You brought in new coaching staff, new offense coordinator, defense.
Got rid of all the talent.
Coach.
Right.
Got rid of everybody. Now you got rid of the defensive coordinator. This season will tell if you need to get rid of the offensive coordinator and the head coach. So I know all of you are expecting to go to the Super Bowl this year, but we're not going to the Super Bowl this year. We'll try again. We'll see what this season brings, and hopefully.
And this is coming from somebody
next year.
This is somebody who predicted 14-3 and then went to 13-4. He's still, this is what it means to bear down. I don't think you guys know what bear down means. But go ahead, Diesel. Same question to you: have we reached rock bottom? Can we finally start?
No, it's going to get worse. It can get worse. Trust me, it can get worse. Now, can they
expect to get worse?
It can get worse, man. Listen, if they
no, he's right, because we got a black president. Why do we do things backwards, Diesel? Why do we go out, hire the coach, and then hire the GM and then hire the president? Why don't you hire the president so that the president can then hire his guy at GM, and then the GM can then hire his guy at quarterback?
They're not going, because it's family owned. They're not going. The president.
They want to make
Caskey family. It's going to be from them. So,
but they claim they're not football people and they don't want to make these decisions. Yet they keep doing it somehow.
Yeah, well, it has to, whatever their board is, which is probably just their family members.
It's their family.
They pick who they want as the president. Now, once you pick the president, everything's on him as far as they're concerned. They don't have no.
But he should be selected, correct? But then if that's the case, I should be selecting the people under me. And so,
I think
Fields is not a polls guy.
Well, not even.
Polls is not a.
Polls to me seems like a good GM. Okay, he seems like it. So just from the moves that he was making and everything to position him the right, a certain kind of way. Even some of the free agent signs he had. Now, they ain't panned out so far. Those linebackers and stuff he picked up. And then it also makes you question some of them defensive tackles that he drafted, because them motherfuckers ain't making no plays on the inside. Okay?
Well, I was saying that too, but what's his name was I saw some 22s. What's his name? On Aces.
Is he one of the rookies?
Yeah.
Okay,
he had the second game. The first game he did nothing. The second game he was getting some pressure.
He was pressuring. Okay, so
he wasn't making no plays.
It could get worse, but it's easy to get better by just doing a few simple things. It's easy to get better if they do a few simple things. Quit, man. It's almost like when you watch some of their play calling, man. It looks. Man, not even collegiate. Like sometimes that shit looks high schoolish. Like you look at the setups and formations. It does. I was like, that don't even look collegiate.
And you guys, the trenches, you need depth. So we have brought in players, but you need depth. So it's going to take a lot of draft capital to really get the D line and that all line. As we can see, you need depth. And so I think Polls is finally going to start working on the depth on those lines, because we see, Philly, they rotating 8 players who can get pressures. You know what I'm saying? And that takes time to build that, and one thing, their quarterback got into a situation where they had the trenches already set up. So he was able to flourish a little bit better. The assumption we made was you give him DJ Moore and all the problems are going to be fixed. It's not, because we're still shit in the trenches, on both sides of the ball. One quarterback's getting the least amount of time. The other quarterback's getting the most amount of time that you can expect. That's already, a loaded game against Fields. But I think we're at ground zero. I think we're only up from here. I'm an optimist when it comes to the Bears. They keep breaking my heart, but it's going to make it sweeter when we get over the hump.
Bear down.
2023, is this season over? Give me you guys' adjusted predictions. I had to get off 10-7 a little, but you know, we're stuck to that. But I'm 9-8 now. I'm 9-8, which 10-7 was always my homer prediction, but 9-8 was always what was in my heart.
Go ahead, Ace. I'll go last.
Yeah. Diesel, save Diesel for last. Ace, give me your adjusted. You said you were going to adjust it after last week's loss, so let me get your adjusted.
10-7.
Look at Big Perk. He went to 10-7.
10-7. Our coaching staff isn't putting us in a position we need to be to go on a run. And, if either the quarterback's got to take over and make it happen, like he said he was going to do in his press conference this week, or, somebody's got to go.
I would fire Getsy after this game if we don't cover the spread.
Right.
And if the offense is looking bad, I would fire Gatsby and hire Greg Roman. But go ahead, Diesel. I want to hear you. Give me your adjusted.
4-13.
Wow.
And I'm being, and I think I'm being nice when I say that.
So you think that's a homer?
Yes.
Pick.
4-13.
So you're saying they're going to have the top
2 picks in this next
picks out in the draft.
I'm hoping it's between 1 and 3. I'm hoping it's between
and Ace,
1
I
and
would
3.
trade both of those top 2 picks.
I'm not trading.
No,
I can tell you right now that the quarterback I like the most in college right now.
And you got 2 twos?
Who?
Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix, he's balling, bro. Washington's quarterback. Y'all ain't seen him. Watch him. I watched him when he was at Indy.
Caleb has been beast.
He's all right.
He's the most NFL ready quarterback right now. Left-hander.
So you're moving off Fields, taking a 4 or 5, whatever you can get for him.
Yes. Yes. I'm taking Penix Jr. will probably be available in the top.
Whatever guy you bring in is already going to be in a better position than Justin Fields ever was in his career.
Because we'll have a new coach and new offensive coordinator. And
new offensive line. We'd have a new offensive line. We'd have a new defensive line. We'd have all these players already in place. So, this kid would just be plugging in and, and playing. And that's what I'm saying. And it's still the same question to ask myself. Do you move off Fields? Because by next season, you should be able to just plug him in and get some production as well. That's what I'm saying. He's earned his lumps. We can't keep getting rid of players after they paid their dues and earn their lumps.
There is no cure for cancer.
There is.
Yeah. There's some forms of cancer. There is. There is. All right.
It's not gonna cure it. Let it go. Chemo him out of here. Let him go.
All right, y'all go ahead. Diesel, start with your final words so we can catch the second half of these early games. It could be on anything, and then I'm
final words. I'm already at the mindset we get rid of this guy. I'm telling you, I love Michael Penix. I'm telling you, I watched him when he was in Indiana. He's at Washington now. They balling. They put up like 44 in the first half against Cal, and Cal ain't had no bum defense. Yeah. I mean, they didn't. I watched some of their games. Their defense wasn't bum. It wasn't like no great defense, but it ain't a bum defense. I'm telling you, this dude's NFL ready. He can come in for your team and start next year. He could come in and start. Yeah, he'll have to be developed a little bit, but he's NFL ready. He's been in college. I think this is like his 4th year.
Who does he play for?
For Washington.
Is he some sort of mulatto? What is he?
He's black.
He's colored.
Watch a game
some sort of mulatto?
Why don't you watch a game sometime?
Is he some sort of mulatto?
No, why don't you look him up? You do your homework.
I guarantee
you're so much into race. You do your homework and look him up.
Go ahead. He's some sort of mulatto. I'm gonna look him up. Go ahead.
And that's it. That's all I'm saying. All right. That's who I want. And I'll settle for if they took somebody else, but Fields got to go. I'm done with it.
Adopted.
And you got 4-13. So you'll get rid of Fields and keep the whole coaching staff and everything else in play.
No, I ain't
Fields is
the
issue.
I ain't saying I'm keeping the whole coaching staff. I said Fields got to go. I'm gonna draft another quarterback. I'm gonna have I'll probably bring in a different coordinator depending on who the QB is that I get. I'm bringing in a different offensive coordinator, of course, a defensive coordinator, because this dude gonna be gone anyway. Because he the head
Is
coach.
Michael Penix, is he mobile?
Somewhat. He knows he got pocket presence. He know how to move around.
So he'll be more like KC quarterback, or poor man's version as far as movement.
He's a little more slightly taller than Mahomes, though.
But as far as the mobility, I mean.
Yeah, he can move. He can move in the pocket.
Move to pass. Yeah.
Yeah, he moves to pass. He don't move to try to like run. But
that's one thing Fields does. When he's moving, you're right. Sometimes when he's moving, it be guys right in front of him, and I'll be like, man, just throw the goddamn. But he don't be moving like this, and that's coaching. When he's moving, he be doing. I'm like, bro, when you get out there, do this, because guys be popping open because everybody's jumping towards him, and he ain't hitting them.
And I'd rather see him run if he wasn't gonna throw it instead of just
standing back there and then running into the defensive line.
Because at least sometimes when he runs, good things happen. So, but yeah,
I feel like he's predetermining what he's going to do. But go ahead.
I think he is. I think he is predetermining what he's going to do. That's why I predetermine what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of him. I'm going to get a new guy in there. Go from there. There's about 6-7 quarterbacks coming out that can ball. You could take, some. If we didn't get one, and if they wanted Caleb Williams, I'm telling you, I like Michael Penix though. I think he's NFL ready. That dude balls, and he's accurate. And
Diesel, your autism scale is not looking as bad as I tell you. Diesel comes on here and says some things that makes you want to slap the shit out of him. But I tell you what, the way Fields carries on, sometimes it's like he don't have no emotion that's appropriate that matches the situation.
I didn't say that about him jokingly. I said that being honest about how he looked when I watched him. I was like, man, because I know he's smart. I know he's intelligent.
Yeah, so there's a lot of smart people with autism.
It's something that he can't, you know what I mean? So
graduated. He goes to Dunkin' Donuts.
No,
he's an excellent driver.
He's a book.
It's not Dunkin' Donuts anymore. It's Dunkin'.
Yeah, he's book.
Y'all haven't noticed.
He could have went to Ivy League school.
I don't go there.
But yeah, that's my assessment. I'm on to get him out of there. But to save face just for this game, let's see him do some stuff he used to do. Because at least that'll get them going. Because I'm still a Bears fan, so it ain't like I want to see them like just be hot garbage. Because they right now they're losing games at an all-time rate for this franchise. I mean, they've lost several in a row.
Let's say Fields plays better, right? For the rest of the season, decent football, where you can see progression. I see progression each season, but a lot of people don't. When I say meatheads, I'm just talking shit. Obviously, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But let's say Fields does show you some progress this year, and they still go 4-13. Are you still moving off of him and going with Michael Penix? You going with Michael Penix Jr.?
Yeah, because I think yes, I would because I feel that Fields max for what he could do.
You hit his age. So he's just not a Fields guy.
I don't think it's like a championship type ball. The max he could do let's say if I feel he reached his full potential, I'd be like, man, we might win a playoff game.
We're talking about if he could become a game manager who can still rush for about 70 yards a game. You wouldn't take that? You don't think we can win a chip with that? We've won Super Bowls with less. Been to Super Bowls with less.
No.
You don't trust his mental. He's autistic. All right, I appreciate your final words. Ace, go ahead, bro.
My guys, Bears, bear down, get ready. Get ready. No, I believe this season, just like last season, is going to tell a lot about the team. Last season, it told a lot about the personnel groupings. And this season is going to do the same, as well as the personnel groupings and the coaching. You as general manager, new president, you have to assess everything after you go through a long losing streak as the Bears are going through now. So if your players aren't improving and positions aren't improving and your coaching isn't improving, you have to make decisions at the end of the season to improve the team. and I believe they'll go ahead and do that. Definitely with the offensive coordinator position, maybe with the head coach. And you can't keep getting rid of all the damn players. You got to build some depth on the roster, which we thought they did a little bit this year.
Some continuity too.
Yeah. So you went out and got your offensive lineman. Now you got to go get some more. You got to go get some. You got to go get a center. You got to go get some depth on tackle positions.
I agree with that, Ace. We keep saying, "Oh, well, this guy ain't gonna make it. Cut him, move off him." I agree. It's not that you necessarily got to cut him. He's been in your system. He's not gonna be perfect because he's not a Pro Bowler, right? But go out and get another guy, but keep him. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got the tenacity, the nastiness, or whatever you need on your offensive line at the guard and the tackle position, then I believe you gotta stick with that guy and develop your offense to the point where your offense is progressing with your quarterback and your running backs and your tight end groups and your wide receiver groups.
I agree.
And I don't really see none of that going on with the play calling and the coaching that's going on. So you given your first time offensive coordinator a chance, and he's proven that he doesn't know what he's doing. So that's who I think I will move on from. Justin, he's not going anywhere. This will be his 4th year coming up next year.
Yeah.
And then they'll have the 5th year option. So he's not going anywhere. They're not going to trade him. If they do and draft, a quarterback, that would be definitely on polls. And, I think they're just going to try and progress what they have and build up the team, like he said, through the draft. And that's what he said coming through the door. And he haven't had time. He's had one draft to work with. So I think
two drafts.
2 drafts.
But remember the first one, he didn't have no first round picks. It was
Yeah, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
So he put himself in position to draft somebody this year, and next year, they playing with house money. You got 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s,
man,
and a bunch of draft capital, and you're gonna have some high number 1s. Especially
and these
with
players are going to jail over the season.
Yeah.
The ones they got are going to jail.
Yeah, so you got to go through the season evaluating and figuring out who is going to be on this team when you're winning and who needs to go away. Now, I believe they did some of that this offseason, and you got to do it again this next offseason. Those looking to go to the Super Bowl this year, they're not going to the Super Bowl. And when you wake up after the season's over, that's your only objective next year is to go to the Super Bowl. So
to win the division and then take those steps. Right. But I hear you.
Yeah.
Go to the playoffs, then win the division, and then go to the Super Bowl. Right.
Super Bowl, yeah.
Right.
So, hopefully our general manager is putting things in place. I don't know what the role the president is having with the general manager, but I'm sure he's, speaking to him as the newly hired president of the team about, the future of the organization. So, hopefully everybody's collaborating to get it together, and next year we'll put a product out there. Not that this year is over. This is game 3, but put a product out there together that the fans of Chicago can be proud of. So that's what I'm looking for. Whether it's got to be changes somewhere if we're not successful this year, and hopefully they're in the right places to go get the arrow pointing up. That's my final word on the ruckus at Halas Hall that we've felt as Bears fans this week.
Halas Hall, well said, good brother. Well said. Well said. So, as you guys know, we hope you enjoyed this discussion on the Bears dysfunction at Halas Hall. RELAX, relax. You meatheads out there, relax. We also hope you've learned something new and that you have a better understanding of what's going on with the Bears. That's all for today's episode of Mouthpiece Included. Please subscribe, like, and share on your favorite platforms if you've enjoyed our content. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, or concerns, please feel free to drop a comment below. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay loyal to the Navy and Orange. Bear down, FGB, and do not forget to bring your mouthpiece. Next week on Mouthpiece Included, Big Ace, should the NFL play on grass? You know, grass has been legalized in most states.
Well, some of them are playing on it already.
Yeah, so we're going to do a show on turf versus grass and grass versus your typical painkiller pills. So that's next week.
I got you.
And then Tuesday on the Self-Love Show. We're always coming at you cats live. We will be unpacking. I don't think we announced it. TATN.
Mouthpiece Included.
Well, we'll let you know we're unpacking. We're about to unpack the game. So,
yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. So, if you find yourself dipping through great city of Chicago, you might even be on the left coast. Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood. Your head on the swivel. Check your six. Watch your back.
My low ride.
Check your blind spot. Guard your grill. Knuckle up.
Mouthpiece included.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
Don't forget to.
You don't want to be all wet.
First pitch. A lot of conflict. That's a confidence.
Hold on, Ace. Hold on. We're not going to do the commercial. Big ups to the sponsors.
Shout out to our sponsors.
The catcher looks like he's about
Hey, I
the
wanted to
size
show
of
the
a
people
quarter.
this, though.
Steven, not the first pitch. A lot of conflict. That's
Look at
a
this guy.
confident strike going to the top of the mound.
Very confident.
Jack, but as we've been told by Jack Hurry, it is
Look
not
at this
easy
guy, Ace.
throwing a strike from the top of the mound.
The catcher looks like he's about the size of a quarter.
Throws like a girl.
One hop.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't show it.
It didn't show
it. No.
Oh, it wasn't showing?
Mm-mm.
My fault. My fault.
Just to share screen.
Next week, we're going to cover Flashback Week in the history
Hold on.
of FG.
NFL's oldest.
Stephen A.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I got it.
First pitch. A lot of conflict. That's a confident strike going to the top of the mound.
Very confident.
Jack, but as we've been told by Jack Hurry, it is not easy.
You're a baseball
throwing a
coach.
strike from the top of the mound.
The catcher
He
looks
couldn't
like
pitch
he's
for
about
Jackie
the
Robinson.
size of a quarter.
You see this?
One hop.
He's got a dress shirt on. The guy doesn't own any casual attire or something. He's going to a damn Yankees
Dress
game.
shirt, jeans.
First
Right.
pitch.
Claims he laced them up. He was the manager. But
He laced him up.
we'll see y'all next week.
All right, Bobby Boucher. Bobby Boucher